The US and China comprise nearly 40% of all global GDP and consequently nearly 50% of all carbon dioxide emissions worldwide. Both countries are going to feel the effects of climate change, from rising seawater levels on the coast to increased severity of weather events and resource shortages, all of which is going to lead to the need for increased humanitarian aid and conflicts between countries. For this reason, both countries have a responsibility in the fight against climate change. Despite increased competitiveness between the US and China, you might be surprised to learn that the two countries have been quietly working together on the development of next-generation clean energy technology through a public-private partnership called CERC, the US-China Clean Energy Research Center. The three primary technology areas of CERC are energy efficiency, electric vehicles, and carbon capture. The initiative started under Obama in 2008, with each country contributing $75 million over a 5-year period. It was extended in 2014 for another 5 years and is set to expire in 2020. In the US, this is done through a combination of public and private funding managed by the US Department of Energy. It is my policy recommendation that the Secretary of Energy extend our commitment to CERC through 2030 with an additional $150 million over that 10-year period. There are 3 primary reasons why we need to work with China in the fight against climate change. First, the two countries have complementary capabilities when it comes to the development and deployment of clean energy technology. The US is the global leader in innovation, and China is the global leader in commercialization. By working together, we can accelerate the development and deployment of the new technologies that are going to be necessary to mitigate the worst effects of climate change. Second, China has invested significantly in its own innovation capability and is expected to exceed the US in total research and development funding this year. And third, scientific collaboration is an important diplomatic tool. At a time when tension between the two countries is at an all-time high, we need to be looking for areas of mutual benefit that can bring the countries closer together and avoid further escalation. Not everyone is going to agree with this proposal. China has been accused of stealing intellectual property, and our increasingly interconnected grid creates new concerns around cybersecurity. Furthermore, China stands to gain more economically from the current arrangement, much like it did with solar panels and the solar boom. The severity of the climate crisis and the need to act fast outweigh these concerns, and there are mitigating approaches that we can take to reduce the risk. On the economy, I like the saying, when the tide comes in, all boats float. For further perspective, the potential GDP loss to the United States alone is 5 times the size of the entire global solar industry today. That is to say, failure to act now will have a greater impact on the United States than the potential gain that China will have from new energy markets. That said, the US should continue to work on its own manufacturing capabilities to ensure a more equal distribution of the economic gain. On technology theft, the US should continue to work with its allies to bring China in line with the internationally accepted norms around intellectual property. CERC gives the two countries a place to practice and demonstrate those standards in action. And on cybersecurity, we need to be very thoughtful about what kind of protections need to be in place to prevent any kind of backdoor access to our grid. Those are not necessarily black and white decisions. I recommend a small yard with a high fence to ensure that we do not place restrictions on good technology that does not pose a military or security threat. The Department of Energy is a leader in this space, having recently created a council of advisors to ensure the right balance between collaboration and protection. As the global leader in innovation, it is the responsibility of the United States to work with all nations in the fight against climate change. China will absolutely play a central role in the development and deployment of clean energy technology around the world, and we cannot let the fear of competition get in the way of progress. That is why I recommend that we double down on our commitment to clean energy research collaboration with China as our most important partner in the fight against climate change.